Hi everyone, welcome back to Ajisha Academy, and today we are going to discuss the current affairs related to March 2022. We will be discussing very important MCQs with their answers which can help you in cracking various competitive exams like UPSC, SSC, CTET, NET, Bank PO exams and railway exams. The very first question is, we have to consider the following pairs in which we have to match the operations to their associated countries. Operation Maitri, Nepal, Operation Devi Shakti, Yemen, Operation Rahat, Pakistan, Operation Ganga, Ukraine. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? A. First and second only, B. Third only, C. Third and fourth only, and D. First and fourth only. And the correct answer is D. First and fourth only. That is, Operation Maitri is related to Nepal and Operation Ganga to Ukraine. It is in news because Center launched Operation Ganga to bring back citizens stranded in Ukraine via Romania, Hungary. Operation Maitri was initiated by Indian government in the aftermath of Nepal earthquake on 25th April 2015. Operation Devi Shakti, it was the evacuation operation from Afghanistan in the backdrop of the Taliban's takeover of the country. Operation Rahat. Operation Rahat was launched by Indian Armed Forces to evacuate 4,640 Indians and 960 foreign nationals of 41 countries from Yemen during the 2015 Yemen crisis. It is related to Yemen. Next question is, arrange the 8 core sector industries in decreasing order of their weightage: natural gas, cement, crude oil, refinery products, and electricity. Which of the pair is correctly matched? A. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. B. Fifth, fourth, third, second, and then first. C. Fourth, first, second, fifth, and third. And D. Fourth, fifth, third, first, and second. And the correct answer is D. The 8 core sector industries in decreasing order of their weightage are refinery products, electricity, steel, coal, crude oil, natural gas, cement, and fertilizers. The Office of Economic Advisor, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, has released the Index of 8 Core Industries, ICI. This index is known as ICI. It is a composite indicator that measures the growth rate of industry groups classified under broad sectors, namely mining, manufacturing, and electricity, and use-based sectors, namely basic goods, capital goods, and intermediate goods. Next question is, consider the following statement. Patent is a legal term used to describe the rights that creators have over their literary and artistic works. Copyright is an exclusive right granted for an invention. Which of the following statements are correct? A. First only, B. Second only, C. First and second, and D. Neither first nor second. And the correct answer is D. Neither first nor second. Because patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention. A patent provides the patent owner with the right to decide how or whether the invention can be used. Patent is related to invention. In exchange for this right, the patent owner makes technical information about the invention publicly available in the published patent document. Copyright is the legal term used to describe the rights that creators have over their literary and artistic works. Basically, these terms are interchanged. This is the definition of patent and this is the definition of copyright. Works covered by copyright range from books, music, paintings, films to computer programs, databases, advertisements, maps, and technical drawings. Next question is, with reference to Konark Sun Temple, consider the following statements. First, the temple is a World Heritage Site situated in the eastern state of Kerala. Second, it was built by King Narasimha Deva I of Eastern Ganga dynasty. Third, the temple belongs to the Kalinga school of Indian temples. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. First and second only. B. Second and third only. C. First and third only. And D. First, second, and third. And the correct answer is B. Statements second and third are correct. Odisha government has planned to run the Sun Temple completely on solar energy. Statement 1 is incorrect because Konark Sun Temple is located in Odisha and not in Kerala. The temple is a World Heritage Site situated in east state of Odisha and is a massive temple dedicated to the sun god temple. Konark is situated at a comfortable distance from the famous religious and tourist center of Puri, 35 kilometers, and the capital city of Bhubaneswar, 65 kilometers. Meaning of name Konarka, the place bears a name composed of two word elements, Kona plus Arka. Kona means corner and Arka means sun. It is built by King Narasimhadeva I of Eastern Ganga dynasty, and the Sun Temple belongs to the Kalinga school of Indian temples. So statement second and third are correct and first is incorrect because it is situated in Odisha. Next question is, consider the following statements. The first national flag is said to have been hoisted in 1906 in Bombay. Tricolour was adopted as our national flag at a Congress committee meeting in Lahore in 1931, and the Indian flag was adopted in its present form during a meeting of the Constituent Assembly held on July 22, 1947. Which of the given above statements are correct? A. First and second only. B. Second and third only. C. Third only. And D. First, second and third. And the correct answer is only statement 3 is correct, that is option C. Statement 1 is not correct because the national flag, which consisted of horizontal stripes of red, yellow and green, is said to have been hoisted on August 7, 1906 at the Parsi Bagan Square near Lower Circular Road in Calcutta and not in Bombay. Statement 2 is not correct because after undergoing several changes, the tricolour was adopted as our national flag at a Congress committee meeting in Karachi, not Lahore, in 1931. Statement 3 is correct. The Indian flag was adopted in its present form during a meeting of the Constituent Assembly held on July 22, 1947. Next question is, with reference to Cheetah Action Plan, consider the following statements. First, cheetahs will be reintroduced into Kuno Palpur National Park. Second, Kuno Palpur National Park is situated in Karnataka. Which of the statements given above are not correct? A. First only. B. Second only. C. Both first and second. And D. Neither first nor second. And the correct answer is B. Statement second is not correct. Recently, a 5-member delegation from India visited Namibia to hold discussion on translocating the cheetahs to India. Statement 1 is correct because cheetahs will be reintroduced into Kuno Palpur National Park. This national park has been tentatively earmarked for the translocation of 12 to 15 cheetahs. Statement 2 is not correct because this park is situated in Madhya Pradesh and not in Karnataka. Next question is, with reference to United Nations Environment Assembly, UNEA, consider the following statements. It was established at the UN Conference on the Human Environment in Stockholm in 1972. It is the world's highest level decision-making body on the environment. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. First only. B. Second only. C. Both first and second. And D. Neither first nor second. And the answer is C. Both the statements, first and second, are correct. The establishment of the Environment Assembly was initiated at the UN Conference on the Human Environment in Stockholm in 1972 and aimed at creating a coherent system of international environmental governance. UNEA was created in June 2012 when world leaders called for the UN environment to be strengthened and upgraded during the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. It is the world's highest level decision-making body on the environment, and it addresses the critical environmental changes facing the world today. The UN Environment Assembly, with the universal membership, is now composed of 193 member states. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding 5G technology. First, it is the latest upgrade in the long-term evolution LTE mobile broadband networks. It works in 2 bands of spectrum with no mid-band spectrum, And third, one of the issues with 5G technologies is a high latency rate. Which of the following statements are correct? A. First only, B. Second only, C. Third only, and D. First, second, and third. And the correct answer is A. Only statement 1 is correct. 5G is the latest upgrade in the long-term evolution LTE mobile broadband networks with reduced latency than 4G. Statement 2 is not correct because it works in 3 bands with their respective pros and cons: low band spectrum, mid band spectrum, and high band spectrum. Statement 3 is not correct because 5G technologies offer an extremely low latency rate, the delay between the sending and receiving information. Next question is, with reference to National Disaster Response Force NDRF, consider the following statements. It is the world's single largest force dedicated to disaster response. It functions under the Ministry of Defense. It consists of 15 battalions only from BSF and Assam Rifles. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. First only, B. Second and third only, C. Second only, and D. First, second, and third. And the correct answer is A. Only statement 1 is correct. Established in 2006, NDRF is the world's single largest force dedicated to disaster response. Statements 2nd and 3rd are not correct because NDRF is functioning under the Ministry of Home Affairs and not Defense within the overall command, control and leadership of the Director General. At present, NDRF consists of 15 battalions, but they are from BSF, CISF, CRPF, ITBP, SSB and Assam Rifles. Each battalion has 18 self-contained specialist search and rescue team of 45 personnel, each including engineers, technicians, electricians, dog squads and medical or paramedics. It is a multi-skilled and high-technology force that effectively responds to all types of natural and man-made disasters, including building collapses, landslides, devastating floods, and cyclones. Next question is, what are the possible reasons behind high current account deficit? First, surge in oil prices. Second, rise in commodities and fertilizer consumptions. Third, low gold imports. Which of the following options are correct? A. First and second only, B. Second only, C. Third only, and D. First, second, and third. And the correct answer is A. Only statement first and second are correct. It is in news because India's trade deficit, which shot back up to $21.2 billion, is expected to stay elevated in coming months, and the current account deficit could widen to 2.6% of GDP in 2022 and 23 from 1.7% of GDP this year, from 2.6% to 1.7% of GDP. Statement 1 and 2 are correct because current account deficit CAD is the shortfall between the money flowing in on exports and the money flowing out on imports. It measures the gap between the money received into and sent out of the country on the trade of goods and services, and also the transfer of money from domestically owned factors of production abroad. It is slightly different from balance of trade, which measures only the gap in earnings and expenditures on exports and imports of goods and services. The reasons for surge in oil prices amid a pickup in domestic demand will significantly enhance India's import bill. Aided by the broader rise in commodities and fertilizers, anticipation that gold imports will remain high, not low. The situation is especially aggravated by the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. The next question is, which organization releases the Global Environment Outlook Report? A. Greenpeace, B. The UN Environment Programme, C. Worldwide Fund for Nature, and D. Global Footprint Network. And the correct answer is B. The UN Environment Programme. The UN Environment Programme, the world's highest level decision-making body with a universal membership of all 193 member states, is celebrating its 50th anniversary. United Nations Environment Programme is the leading global environment authority established in 1972. It sets the global environmental agenda, promotes the coherent implementation of the environmental dimension of sustainable development within the United Nations system. The next question is, the famous writings such as The Life Divine and The Synthesis of Yoga and Savitri are written by whom? A. Mahatma Gandhi, B. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, C. Annie Besant, and D. Sri Aurobindo. And the correct answer is D. Sri Aurobindo. India is all set to celebrate the 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. He was also a journalist, and his first philosophical magazine called Arya was published in 1914. Among his many writings are The Life Divine and The Synthesis of Yoga and Savitri. Which of the following languages are given classical status in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution? First Kannada, second Sanskrit, third Malayalam, and fourth Dogri. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A. First and second only, B. Second and third only, C. Third only, and D. First, second, and third. And the correct answer is D. First, second, and third only, that is Kannada, Sanskrit, and Malayalam. The 8th schedule of the Constitution of India lists the official languages of the Republic of India. Part 17th of the Indian Constitution deals with the official languages in Articles 343 to 351. The 8th schedule includes the recognition of the 22 languages. Of these, 14 were initially included in the Constitution. Subsequently, Sindhi was added in 1967, Konkani, Manipuri, and Nepali were added in 1992, Sindhi 1967, and Bodo, Dogri, Maithili, and Santali were added in 2003. Currently, 6 languages enjoy the classical status: Tamil, Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, and Odia. The next question is, which Indian state celebrates the Shirur Lily festival? A. Assam, B. Nagaland, C. Sikkim, and D. Manipur. And the correct answer is D. Manipur. The beautiful Shirur lily, a unique species of ground lily that is found only in Manipur. It was English botanist Frank Kingdom Ward who discovered the 3-foot-tall bluish-pink bell-shaped lily in Manipur for the research in 1946. The Manipur government declared Shirur lily as a state flower in 1989. Today it is considered endangered owing to intense tourist activities and invasion of an invasive bamboo species. The Shirur lily festival aims at increasing awareness about the plant. It is special because it is species of ground lily found exclusively in the Shirur hills. In other words, it cannot be transplanted anywhere else in the world. The next question is, which of the following are the eligibility criteria for the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan scheme, PMSYM? First, they should be unorganized worker. Their age should be between 18 to 40 years. Monthly income rupees 15,000 or below, and they should be covered under NPS, New Pension Scheme. Select the correct answer. A. First, second, and third only. B. First, second, and fourth only. C. First, third, and fourth only. And D. Second, third, and fourth only. And the correct answer is A. Statements first, second, and third are correct. The Government of India has introduced a pension scheme, namely PMSYM, for unorganized workers. PMSYM is a central sector scheme administered by the Ministry of Labour and Employment, implemented through Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC, and CSC. Eligibility for PMSYM is the unorganized workers mostly engaged as home-based workers, street vendors, midday meal workers, head loaders, cobblers, rag pickers, domestic workers, washermen, rickshaw pullers, landless laborers, construction workers, leather workers, and similar other occupations whose monthly income is rupees 15,000 per month or below and belong to the entry age group of 18 to 40 years. Statement 4th is not correct because they should not be covered under NPS, Employees State Insurance Corporation, ESIC scheme, or Employees Provident Fund organization. The next question is, Param Ganga recently seen in the news is related to A. River conservation, B. Solar system, C. Ballistic missile, and D. Supercomputer. And the correct answer is D. Supercomputer. Recently, the government's National Supercomputer Mission (NSM) has deployed a supercomputer system called Param Ganga with 1.66 petaflops of computing power at IIT Roorkee. Paramganga is designed, developed and commissioned by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing (CDEC). It is components manufactured and assembled in India, and availability of such a supercomputer will accelerate the research and development activities in multidisciplinary domains of science and engineering. The next question is, recently seen in news, Protocol on Inland Water Transit and Trade is signed between India and which country? A. Myanmar, B. Bangladesh, C. Thailand and D. Cambodia. And the correct answer is B. Bangladesh. Protocol on Inland Water Transit and Trade was signed in 2015 between India and Bangladesh. In pursuance of Article 8 of the Trade Agreement, wherein the two governments agreed to make mutually beneficial arrangements for the use of their waterways for commerce between the two countries. And the next question is, with reference to Chandrayaan-2, consider the following statements. The lander of the Chandrayaan-2 was named Pragyan and its rover was six-wheeled robotic vehicle named Vikas. Which of the following statements are correct? A. First only, B. Second only, C. Both first and second, and D. Neither first nor second. And the correct answer is D. Neither first nor second. Both of these statements are not correct. Chandrayaan-2 made the first observations of distribution of argon-40 in the moon's atmosphere. The first statement is not correct because Chandrayaan-2 comprises of an orbiter, lander and rover to explore the unexplored south pole of the moon. The lander of the Chandrayaan-2 was named Vikram after Dr. Vikram A. Sarabhai, the father of the Indian space program. It was designed to function for one lunar day, which is equivalent to about 14 Earth days. Statement 2 is not correct because Chandrayaan-2's rover was a six-wheeled robotic vehicle named Pragyan, not Vikas, which translates to wisdom in Sanskrit. The next question is, recently St. Sophia Cathedral was in news. Where is this located? A. Saudi Arabia, B. Iran, C. Turkey and D. Ukraine. And the correct answer is D. Ukraine. UNESCO said that it has bolstered protective measures to preserve Ukraine's endangered cultural heritage in light of Russia's invasion. UNESCO considers the St. Sophia Cathedral in the Ukrainian capital and related monastic buildings a priority. And the next question is, Sahitya Akademi Award was recently seen in the news. It is related to A. Indian cinema, B. Science and technology, C. Literary honor and D. Gallantry medal. And the correct answer is C. Literary honor. Recently, the prestigious Sahitya Akademi Awards were presented to the 24 award winners. Sahitya Akademi Award was established in 1954. It's a literary honor. The first awards were given in 1955. The Sahitya Akademi Awards prizes the most outstanding books of literary merit published in any of the major Indian languages recognized by the Academy. Next question is, which of the following temples are situated in Odisha? A. Konark Sun Temple, B. Tara Tarini Temple, C. Lingaraj Temple. Select the correct answers from below. A. First only, B. First and third only, C. First and second only, and D. First, second and third. And the correct answer is D. All the statements are correct. All of these temples are situated in Odisha. Konark Sun Temple, UNESCO's World Heritage Site, was built in 1250 AD. It was built by King Narasimha I of the Eastern Ganga dynasty, dedicated to Surya, the sun god. Tara Tarini Temple, the manifestations of Adi Shakti. It is a famous religious place in southern Odisha dedicated to the twin sister goddess Tara and Tarini. Lingaraj Temple was built in the 11th century AD. It is one of the oldest temples in Bhubaneswar. The temple has been described as one of the finest examples of purely Hindu temples in India. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding neon gas. First, it is colorless, odorless, inert monoatomic gas. Second, the gas occurs in minute quantities in Earth's atmosphere also. Third, neon gives a distinct reddish-orange glow in lights. Which of the following statements are correct? A. First only, B. Second and third only, C. Third only, and D. First, second and third. And the correct answer is D. first, second and third. That means all statements are correct. Neon is a chemical element with the symbol Ne and atomic number is 10. It is a noble gas. It is colorless, odorless, inert monoatomic gas under standard conditions with about 2/3 the density of air. Neon gas occurs in minute quantities in Earth's atmosphere and is trapped inside the rocks of Earth's crust. Neon gives a distinct reddish-orange glow when used in low voltage. That was all on the first set of MCQs for March 2022 month. We will be continuing further with the series. Please stay connected for more updates and don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. Thanks a lot for watching.